Hello everyone, James Broadhurst with you for the Wednesday Preview. Flying solo this week, unfortunately Hayden King is unavailable. Now I hope you've all recovered from the Melbourne Cup because we have a huge meeting ahead of us here at Cannington on Saturday night. We've got the Canning Show Cup and we've got 4 heats of the Group 3 Young Stars Classic. Plenty to get through, so let's get right into it with this field for the Canning Show Cup. And it looks like a very good contest, this one. A little bit of chatter on the internet regarding which dogs didn't make it into the field, but to my eyes, this does look like a very competitive race. Chances across the grid. In box 1, we've got Pilbara. Now, this greyhound hasn't raced over the 600 at Cannington since late June, but has been a top 700 metre performer. I reckon he's a big chance here, but is generally a dog that does his best work late. Is there enough runway over this distance to work his way into the race? The next box over, we've got Rostered Off. You can never completely discount this dog. I'm not sure that I like him for this contest, however. Box 5, we've got Jimmy's Decision, who won over this distance last week. That field included Soda Seville and Major Sacrifice, by the way, and Jimmy's Decision is 3 from 3 over the 600 metre journey. His record must be respected. Well, what about Soda Seville and Major Sacrifice? Well, both of those dogs have been in decent form. Both should be okay from their wide draws. Major Sacrifice in particular, well, he's 5 from 8 out of the pink, and that includes a win over the 647 at Mandurah in late September. And in box 3 here, we've got the X Factor, Columbus Manelli. Of course, won a fortnight ago, last gasp victory over this distance. He does step up in class here, so we'll see what he can do amongst the big boys. But that looks like a very competitive race on Saturday for the Canning Show Cup. All right, let's swing our attention to these heats of the Young Stars Classic. Let's have a look at Heat 1. And the Derby winner, Hinto, should be the red-hot favourite here, but he is badly out of form. Gets every opportunity, though, to regain his touch against some less experienced opposition. So expect a better showing from him this week. Hinto from box 3. Sunset Blaze is an interesting runner for me. He had some really nice runs at novice level, then struggled when he stepped up into graded races, but he's back to age-restricted company here, so expect him to improve. Shadow Manelli is a last start winner, but he's had a couple of weeks off since then from box 1. Fava Manelli figures to play a big role here. Won his maiden in 29.84. That was back on the 14th of September. Hasn't quite been able to replicate that performance, but possibly from box 1 he might be able to get back to somewhere near that. Well, what about Zipping Wilbur for James Jeffries here? This greyhound is having his first start here in WA after racing over in New South Wales. Well, Zipping Wilbur's a little bit of an unknown quality here. Happy to just have a look at him first up here in WA. I'm leaning towards Hinto in this race, but not super confident given his recent form. Before we bring up the field for the second heat, let's go back and have a look at Bellotti Manelli from a couple of weeks ago, and here he is in the red, pinging the lids on the way to clocking 5:51 for his first section here. Bellotti Manelli isn't quite able to put them away, but he's in control of the race through the turn and in the back stretch. Crypto Manelli, who he meets again in this heat, eventually emerges from the pack to give pursuit. Bellotti Manelli has a bit of ground taken off him in the home straight by Crypto Manelli, but he holds on to win comfortably in a time of 29.82. He's now 3 from his past for Bellotti Manelli. Is this the greyhound to lead David Hobby's resurgence in greyhound racing? I know he's got a wide draw this week, but a similar performance to the one we just viewed will put him right into this race. All right, let's have a look at the field. And as we can see, Bellotti Manelli has box 6 in this race. No Limit Needed gets the pole. Now this dog was okay, maybe a little bit better than okay in the heats and the final of the Nambalup Cup. He looks like a work in progress to me, but he's got the draw and gets a good chance to lead this one. West on Governor is a last start winner. That was over the 600 metre journey, and we know he'll be steaming home. Crypto Manelli has been in good touch and goes well from the pink, so don't overlook him. While Keeping is another one of these New South Wales dogs for James Jeffries on debut here in the West. We take a look at the third heat of the Young Stars Classic now, and I think long-term Couch Surfer is probably the most exciting prospect in the field, but he's only had the 2 starts and concedes plenty of experience to his rivals here. Can he overcome that, and will his talent come to the fore? We shall see. Carter Axelrod had his winning sequence broken last Wednesday. He can rebound here if he doesn't blow the start like he did last time. By my estimation, Couch Surfer and Carter Axelrod are the 2 main chances here, but Lupini Manelli is a dog I'm waiting to see a bit more from, and it also wouldn't surprise me to see Joe the Lion put himself into a prominent position here. Clifton Cruz won last start, but I'm not sure his times are up to the level where he needs to be. Maybe he can improve on that from box 1 in this race. Let's have a look at the 4th and final heat, and no disrespect to the other dogs here. This is actually a pretty handy field, but I'm not looking past Electrified out of box 5 in this one. 13 wins from 16 starts, and he was runner-up against the very best in the state a fortnight ago in the All-Stars Sprint Final. He is the dog to beat. Big Energy and Adzuki Manelli are handy dogs. I just can't see an upset in this race. So that's what's ahead of us at Cannington on Saturday. It is a twilight meeting, early start time. 4:20 is the first race, of course, an early finish. We've got fireworks at 9 o'clock. As always, free entry, so come along and get involved. As I was coming into the studio today, I saw the setup for the Canning Show next door. That's going to be something to bring the kids to, and then after that you can come over to the racetrack and enjoy the chasing, because there's plenty to look forward to. A lot of good racing at Cannington on Saturday night. We've also got 3 heats of the Express Stake at Mandurah on Friday night. We'll be covering the final in depth next week on the preview. We are chasing tonight at Cannington. 6:38 is the first. As mentioned, free entry, so make sure you get along. My best bet comes in race 4, the dog jumping out of box 1, Crumble Manelli. Now, I haven't been able to buy a win on a Wednesday night for the past little while, so hopefully we can change things around, but we are heading into a dreaded maiden here, so anything can happen. I do like Crumble Manelli's early speed though, and I think this dog's a really good chance to lead this one from the pole, and if that's the case, it'll be a case of catch me if you can. I think he'll be stronger this time around as well, so looking for a better finish from him. Another thing in his favour, we've just had a couple of scratchings as well, so it's only a 6-dog field. Race 4, number 1, Crumble Manelli for me tonight at Cannington. Hopefully you've enjoyed the preview. Hopefully we'll see you at the track, and hopefully you'll see us next week on the show.